We've come to Salisbury.
You know we don't do anything until coffee and bun.
And it looks really lovely so far. This is the Boston Tea Party tea room, and it's an old Tudor building, absolutely beautiful, and great tea and coffee into the bargain. It's a really successful bun shop. Look.
Yeah.
Ye old Tudor.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
The Boston Tea Party. A traditional, it's an actual, definitely a Tudor building.
Tudor building, and now we're going to head up here.
And I'm going to tell you folks, the coffee and the bun is amazing.
I know. That's a really lovely gateway. And this is a nice street too, and you can see the steeple just ahead.
Tell us what's happening, please.
Just come through the gate of the city.
Alright.
And it's opened out into a lovely square. But I'm really excited about getting to the cathedral, so let's go.
Tell us a bit about the gate, will you?
I'll tell you later. Well, that's the cathedral, and it looks fantastic. Can't wait to go inside. Wow. This is already beautiful. Look at the cloisters. Stunning. Look at that. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Only if you get me out. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. I can't describe it. The colours.
There's a Magna Carta.
So we're going to wait in the queue because in here we've got the Magna Carta.
Anything?
This is a copy of Magna Carta.
Which we've just seen inside that
So
little
the real
booth.
thing inside blue.
Yeah, the real.
And if you look, the writing is beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Tiny.
You're going to translate it for us later.
I'll do that later. Yeah.
Good girl.
What is absolutely remarkable is that by 1258 it was finished. Everything you can see here was finished. I've said that very deliberately because the spire was added in the early 1300s, so it didn't have a spire when it was first finished. But apart from that, built very quickly, 38 years. There's some very good folklore about why they chose to build it here. The first story is that they fired an arrow from Old Sarum, and where it landed, they would build their new cathedral. As I said, it's 2 or 3 miles away, so we kind of don't really believe that one. Second version of that is that they fired an arrow into a stag, and where it dropped down dead was here.
That's a bit cruel.
And most plausible reason is that the bishop actually owned this land. It's also right beside the river, and given that they had all this problem with water that they had to transport by hand, it was pretty perfect. So I think that's the one we generally go on. But back in the 13th century, it was actually no problem at all. Just gather round, get close up to it. I don't need to because I've seen it before. But
That's beautiful.
so whereas most things here are very old, this is obviously very new. It dates from 2008, and it's our font. And the whole idea is calm and reflection. So when you get close up to it, you can see the reflection of the windows and the ceiling in the water.
It's like glass in its water.
Now it is used
Beautiful.
regularly as a font. Lots of people assume it isn't, but it is. We have had episodes of people putting things on it, like cameras and phones and handbags and things, because it looks so much like glass. But
It's great.
in each of these bays, as you look round,
Nothing's overflowing except at the
you
corners.
can see the sign of the cross, very roughly made. That was when the Archbishop of Canterbury consecrated
This
it.
was just a couple of
He made the
millimetres
sign of
down
the
from the
cross in
tower.
holy oil. Anyone heard of James Wyatt?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, mixed reports about James Wyatt, but in Salisbury he's known as Wyatt the Destroyer. He took the worst thing he did probably was he took out all the medieval stained glass windows. Absolutely all of them. So the stained glass you see today is 18th, 19th, 20th, even 21st century, because it was all removed. He took it out, so all the windows look like that after he finished.
God, that's terrible.
Why? What was he thinking?
To make it brighter,
Oh,
make it lighter, which of course it did.
beautiful carvings.
4 feet of foundations.
4 feet of foundation.
It's literally floating, is the best way to put it. So underneath there's rubble, and as long as that stays wet, it's all right. It's like sand. When sand is wet, it's quite firm. If it dries out, it goes all powdery. So we can't afford for it to dry out. And this is how we check it. Very technical piece of equipment. Called a dipstick. And there you are. And there's the water level about there. So it's only down that far.
Right.
Does that vary at all?
It does. Oh yes, it does vary.
Yeah.
It does vary. If it got desperately low, they would pump water in. And nowadays, the fire brigade have a contract to do that. In the past, it would have been a line of people with buckets. So, what we really don't know is when they built this, did they know this would work, or were they just lucky?
Edward Heath.
He, of course, lived. He lived in the close. So this is the tomb of William Longspay. Longspay just means long sword, so it means he was a very tall man. He was the illegitimate son of Henry II, and therefore was a half-brother to King Richard the Lionheart and King John.
Well, that was our tour of the cathedral, and it was amazing.
It was excellent.
a little walk
I really
round.
recommend this.
And now a little walk round the town.
Yes, usually cathedral tours for me are sometimes reluctantly undertaken. However, folks, that's a
It was
must.
good.
Wish you'll get to see Magna Carta, one of the original 4 remaining documents. Yes,
Yes.
the best preserved.
So here we have the blue plaque, the Right Honourable Sir Edward Heath, MBE. So this was his home in here. Let's go and have a look. This is it. Arundel's, the Prime Minister's house. And his other plaque is over there in the cathedral that we saw earlier. This is the Berkshire and Wiltshire Rifles Museum too. It's Mont Penson House. This house is now owned by the National Trust. So this is a classic Queen Anne house.
How do you know that?
I read the brochure. I actually really like the colours. The grand dining room. Let's have a look upstairs. And this is a bedroom. It's not, it's elegant but not rich. Oh, this is a bit prettier in here. My favourite colours. The back of the house is really sweet. Like a walled garden.
Oh, they've got a Queen Bun shop.
There is a quaint bun shop. So that was a quick visit around the house. Back in our main street again, and up there was our little bun shop. And we're just going to go for a little walk around. This is a pretty walk right along the little river. It is the market square. There's been a market this morning, and then lots of little inns all the way around the outside. It's lovely to see people outside in the sunshine. That was our trip to Salisbury, and we've just come back on the Park and Ride bus, which is free. An amazing service. We're going to head back down now to the campsite.